Introducing the all-new Oris Big Crown Pointer Date with the 400 series caliber. Awesome. This design looks all new, but it is not. Look at this. I found an image from a 1940 Big Crown. Oris is saying the Big Crown started in 1938. This one's from the 40s and 50s. Now, the grandfather of the Big Crown Pointer Date was from 1917, unofficial birth of the Big Crown, and that one had the cathedral hands. So this is an old design, but it makes the watch look modern and fresh. We now have a clean bezel. Gone is that beautiful fluting. It's a nice, smooth, fresh look. And the case shape, typical Big Crown with clean, well-defined edges, immaculate brushing on top of the lugs, and beautiful polishing on the sides of the case. We have a nice Big Crown 7.5 mils. Wow. For a 38 mil watch, that is a Big Crown, easy to grip and operate. It has a fantastic clutch system. Big fan of that. Now that does look like a GMT hand. It's such a big pointer date, but let's change the date. Let's see how it actually changes. All right, guys. Ooh, nice and solid. You get a solid click and a solid changeover, and it happens absolutely instantly. This one not exactly at midnight, but pretty close. So nice date change there. It gives me confidence in the movement. The only thing about the movement is the haptics. A little bit of a, when I'm moving it like this, I can feel the gears. I can feel the gears thread into each other. That's the only thing. It's not as smooth as, let's say, my blackbay, but it is a fantastic movement that is highly regulated, rated at +5-3, better than Kosk, and of course, industry leading new standard warranty, 10-year. Now guys, you only get a 2-year warranty. You have to sign up for a program called My Oris, then it extends to the 10-year warranty. So keep that in mind. Now, I'm such a big fan of the Pointer Date. I like this new design though. It does separate itself from the base Solita version. So no more cathedral hands, no more fluting, and the crescent moon pointer is gone. Now I will say, I feel like this does wear a little bit smaller than its size indicates. You know what? Let's get it next to another 38. Now what do I mean by that? They're both 38, but as you can see, the King Seiko looks larger. The indices on the King Seiko are pushed to the edge of the dial. But if we look at the Pointer Date, the rim of the dial is actually all date. So the hour indices, the Arabics, are closer to the center of the dial. They have to move them inwards, and that gives it a little bit of a smaller look. So I do feel it wears a little bit smaller than a 38. Now let's check those measurements. I got 38 millimeters in diameter, exactly. I got a thickness of 12.2, but that is including that beautiful double-domed sapphire crystal, no drilled lugs, and a lug-to-lug of 45.5. Excellent wearability. Happy to see the Big Crown come down to 38 millimeters. I think 38 is the new hotness. It's the new 39 or maybe the new 40. I'm loving it. Now this watch has a screw down crown and it gives it 50 meters of water resistance. I think some people are going to complain because it's not at 100 and this kind of has a sports watch vibe now, but it's a 50 meter with a screw down. So rest assured you can go 50 meters deep. I know you're not gonna, especially with this leather strap. It's a little bit hard compared to my King Seiko, which is made out of butter. This one, it's a little stiff. It reminds me of, let's say, the Alpinist leather, which I find uncomfortable. But you know what? It will probably break in, but it's a little bit stiff right now. So 19, tapering down to 15. Nice aggressive taper. Little bit of a ding being 19. You're not going to get tons of strap options like you would normally with a 20, of course. Now, this watch has a display case back, and you can see that beautiful new movement, that setting the standard, making the industry pay attention. And yes, it does look like the Bear logo with the dual barrels right there as the ears. Very cool. I forgot to mention quick release spring bars on this strap. Now this dial is inky blue. That's what I call it, but I looked up the color code. It looks to be a stratus blue or stratos blue. It just absorbs light like a black hole. I love the railroad chaptering on the date and around those hour indices, and of course on the small Seconds hand. Maybe I would prefer a normal sweep hand just because it looks a little dead with a small seconds hand, just a little bit. But I love how they capped the pinion on the hour and minute hand. Nice and clean. The fit and finish is excellent on the case. Hands needs a little bit of work. They're high polished, they're simple, but the size of the hands, I would have liked to see something. And the dust level seems to be acceptable at this price range. Could it be better? Of course. Do I think it should be? I think, you know what, I'm going to say yes. I think it should be for this price point. What is the price? 3,400 USD. Woo, that's getting up there. But you know what? That's $100 more than my King Seiko. Very close. And it's getting close to Black Bay territory. Here's the thing. When you have a watch that enters the $3,000 territory, people will always say the same thing. You could get a Tudor or you can get an Omega for that price. And it feels like if you're not Tudor or Omega, you're not allowed to be in that price range. And that's not how it should be. That is absolutely a shame, because Oris has a rich, beautiful history from 1904 Holstein, Switzerland. They're fully independent Swiss watchmaking at its finest with an amazing in-house caliber that, you know what? I think it deserves a little bit more respect among the watch community. Here it is on my 6.5-inch wrist. I love blue dials. This one, beautiful. Just looks so great on the wrist with that short lug to lug of 45, sitting very nicely, nice and low, but it still has presence, sports watch presence. And I love that crazy, crazy distortion on that beautiful double dome sapphire. Now this double dome sapphire is a thing of beauty, just like on all big crowns. It has a melted, almost summer heat wave look on the edges of that sapphire. It's perfection, and it's just a thing of beauty. I think it's because the angle, that angle of attack on that double dome is not like many I've seen before. They're usually a little bit more steep, but this one has a more gradual ramp up to that double dome. Now, just for fun, let's check it out next to its bigger brother, the Monkey King Aquis. Very nice. You can see the big size difference right there. All right, just want to show you a preview of a future video. This thing is awesome. Okay, there is the weight. Wow, 64 grams. Unbelievable. Let's check her out on the Timegrapher. Caliber 403, 24 joules, hack hand wind, 5 days of power reserve. Let me say that again, 5 days of power reserve, rated at -3 +5. All right, on the wrist. So that's better than cost. It's not certified. And again, 10-year warranty, 10-year service. Man, 28.8 VPH. Look at that amplitude. Now let's do 12 down to see the positional variance. All right, amplitude did drop a little bit, but it's still very powerful. Beat error 0.1. And look at that. I didn't even give it any time to adjust and it's doing fantastic. Wow. I'm being a little bit tough on the movement because it is new and I want to put it through its paces. And look how quickly it adjusted to the positional variance. 4 rounds and it's doing 0. So basically, in the 2 positions, it's doing +1 and 0. Wow. Okay, there is the Lume shot. It is very weak on the Arabics. However, on the hands, it's pretty decent. Overall, I'm going to say the Lume is a little bit disappointing and it is fading fast. Look at that. Big fan of what Oris is doing with the Big Crown line, and I'm a huge fan of the company. And I do love their timepieces. This one is no exception. I wish it had better lume. I wish it had 100 meters of water resistance for bragging rights and to keep the enthusiasts a little bit more quiet. Stop complaining. And maybe the price, but you know what? Email me for a discount code down below. And now I pass it to you. It's been 83 years of Pointer Date excellence. And this newest iteration, I think, brings it to the next level. And if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Gorgeous.